Kevin Price with your Price Point Edition. I want to talk a little bit about this effort that I'm seeing all over the country about taking back power from the federal government that the various states are doing. But before I do that, do want to mention you can check me out over there at The Price of Business on 1110 AM KTEK in Houston, Texas, and also at usdailyreview.com. Make sure you check it out. Just like it says, check it out daily. But the states are getting pretty anxious as we move along with the federal government taking more and more power, unilaterally taking power that it never had historically. And then once that power is being challenged by the federal government, it still continues to do that, which is kind of creating an environment in which impeachment usually takes place of an administration that does that. And for whatever reason, the Congress has drug its feet in that. We all know that the U.S. Senate won't pass an impeachment against Barack Obama. We already know that, but at least there would be a record there that it took place, and we'd have a record of those who stood with the law of the land and a record of those who did not stand with the law of land. That becomes a pretty good referendum when people run for re-election for the U.S. Senate. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening. Darrell Issa, who would have to lead that charge, and the House Oversight Committee has simply dragged his feet too long on that, and now at any point it would look like politicizing. But the states are saying, we don't care, we're moving on. The federal government is proving its ineffectiveness. We see that certain states function well, like Texas. Certain states don't function well, like California. And as a result, people are acting accordingly. And states are saying, we want to take our powering back. And you've got extreme cases like in Virginia, where they're literally contemplating creating their own currency. You've got situations where most of the states have now said they're not going to fully participate in Obama's healthcare program, in Obamacare, which means the effectiveness of it as to whether or not it's going to work hangs in the balance. We already knew it was doubtful to work from an efficiency and effectiveness standard, but now an implementation standard may be at risk. And so more and more states are saying they've had enough. They've had enough of the federal government's power grabbing when it comes to things that should have been left to the states and the citizens thereof, like the 10th Amendment in the Bill of Rights says in our Constitution. And people don't understand those Bill of Rights, those 10 Bill of Rights, they weren't designed to protect the government from any other entity, but individuals and, most importantly, the states from the federal government. And I say most importantly, the states. I don't think people understand our history much these days. The federal government was created by the states. And what was interesting is that one of the branches of the government, the Congress, has a house called the U.S. Senate, which was there for the purpose of protecting the states from the federal government. What do I mean? Well, until the early part of the 20th century, U.S. senators were elected by the state legislatures and approved by the governor until the early part of the 20th century. And it wasn't until the laws of the 17th Amendment that changed that and really made the U.S. Senate into nothing more than a redundant house. The purpose of the U.S. Senate was to protect the states from the federal government. And now today, that there's no real entity that does that except for governors themselves. And it's interesting to me because when I look at the public policy front today, the brightest minds and the best policies are coming from governors from all across the country. That's my point. What's yours? I'm Kevin Price.